What's up guys, AD back with another Nikke Goddess of Victory video here on the channel, and in today's video everyone, we are going to be overviewing the developer note that was recently released for the launch of Goddess of Victory Nikke, which does have quite a few details. So let's get started here with the notes from the developer for the launch celebration. So to start off, hi everyone, this is Hyung-tae, the director of Goddess of Victory Nikke. The official release of the game is just around the corner. There is no moment more exhilarating than when your game is finally unveiled to the public. None of this would have been possible without the continued and enthusiastic supports from all of the commanders out there. You all receive my sincerest gratitude. Soon you'll finally be able to experience the game for yourselves, but before that, I would like to guide you through the additional content we have incorporated based on the past testing and feedback. So definitely very nice here for the introduction from the developer, and let's get started with the new content that was added to Goddess of Victory Nikke. Now to start, first off here, we will have 16 main story chapters available upon release, so definitely a ton of main story to go through. In these chapters, you can play through the main campaign, as well as hunt down optional lost relics and partake in various side quests. Additionally, we have made some revisions to the activity icons for the main campaign in accordance with the feedback we obtained during the closed beta test. Players can now take the icons for certain activities and place them into the lobby to create a shortcut. So that's very nice to hear, as we can create our own shortcuts to certain areas and activities here across the Nikke Goddess of Victory, which will allow us to head into certain areas immediately from the home screen. So definitely a very nice QOL change added. And to continue on, in light of the voting results, 10 new characters have been added, making for a total of 62 playable characters at launch. We have added a costume function, which allows players to change the appearance of different characters. As the costume shop is still under development, we do ask for your patience, as we will work hard to make a wide variety of costumes available soon. So it doesn't seem like the costume shop will be available at launch, unfortunately, but they are definitely working on it, and hopefully we can manage to get our hands on some skins soon. And moving on here, another additional feature is unions, which were not present during the testing phase. Unions will allow commanders to develop alliances with other players. In addition to the union shop, where upgrades can be purchased, players will also be able to visit the shooting range, where they can determine just how much damage they are capable of. The main method of attaining coins for use at the union shop will be through union raids. Union raids will be seasonal content centered around a boss, with the first season beginning at the end of November. We will provide additional information regarding union raids at a later date. So that's very exciting to see here, as union raids and parts of the union/guild function will begin at the end of November. So something very excited to look forward to. One of the events here, of course, guild oriented, arriving towards the end of November. So definitely make sure to stay tuned. Now, once players have had time to adjust following the game's initial release, we have big plans for unique story events, coordinated operations, mini games, and other various events. These features will be rolled out sequentially, and we hope they will provide players with greater rewards and new experiences. Moving on here to the changes in battle and balance. Thanks to the last global closed beta test, we are now fully aware of the balance issues pertaining to certain weapons. The way in which charging damage was calculated has been adjusted for sniper rifles and launchers. Machine guns now have a 1-second buffer before entering the warm-up phase and resetting their rates of fire. Changes have also been made so that a steady rate of fire can be maintained when entering cover. So very nice QOL changes here for battles, and of course weapon balancing, as well as in terms of class. The efficiency of defense has been increased for defensive Nikkes and supports Nikkes. Additionally, the amount of damage inflicted from self-destructing raptures and other extreme scenarios has been decreased in order to better reflect the properties of both the defense and supports Nikkes. So it's very clear here that they did adjust the defense and supports class here and made them much more sustainable in battle. So of course this does reflect based on the tier list, as units like Ludmilla are pretty top tier now. Now this lowering of inflicted damage has smoothed out the difficulty spikes that were previously present in certain scenarios. However, due to the game becoming easier as a result of of these various balance upgrades, further adjustments were made to certain levels in order to balance out the difficulty. The Tribe Tower's overall difficulty has been lowered. However, we ask for your understanding as there may be times when the difficulty of some stages in the campaign is more difficult than they were originally. Please note that character skills have been reorganized to create more varied synergy research results. And lastly, we have introduced numerous improvements in terms of the functionality of the shooting mechanics. Our main goal with Goddess of Victory Nikke is for players to have fun, and everyone is free to adjust their playstyle in whatever way they see fit. However, a new setting has been added for players looking for a more hardcore experience, which is called All Units Take Cover, and this will be explained in greater detail in the game's tutorial. Conversely, to make firefights easier for those who are having difficulties, a left-handed operation mode and an adjustment option for screen shake have been added. Moving on to the final portion of the developer notes here, everyone, which is titled Making the Game More Convenient. Many improvements have been made in order to make a gameplay more convenient. Going forward, players will now be able to use quick battle function in the interception and simulation room modes. So this does seem to be like a sweep function very similar to Destiny Child as well as other gacha games, in which you can instantly clear a stage. And moving on here, so long as the players engage in one interception battle per day, they can then use quick battle for the remaining 2 entries and still receive all relevant prizes from all 3 battles. In the simulation room, matches with a foregone conclusion can now be cleared using quick battle, and players who wish to obtain slightly better rewards can choose to forego the quick battle option. Improvements have been made to the simulation room's UI and tutorial. Additional challenges have been created as well, and new roguelike buffs have been added to certain events, along with a new higher difficulty level, Epic, to give veteran players a greater challenge. Use buffs obtained on Epic difficulty wisely, as they cannot be registered in the legacy modes. Many improvements have been made to coordinated operations, but there are still areas that we will be continuing to work on. Besides, with Union joining, you will also be able to invite your Union members in coordinated operations. Finally, many improvements have been made in terms of performance, such as heat generation, loading, and crashing. A device with fairly high specifications is recommended in order to fully enjoy the game as it was intended. High-resolution images, textures, a physics engine, and more have been incorporated to deliver a high-quality gaming experience. Due to the wide variety of phone specifications, the recommended specs for the game are the initial pre-configured settings. We are confident that Goddess of Victory Nikke will offer players with an experience unlike any other. To ensure that the gameplay is as enjoyable as possible, we have been tirelessly making improvements leading up to the game's official release through closed and public testing. Despite this, there still remains areas which we realize are not perfect. But one thing is certain, my development team and I have poured our blood, sweat, and tears into making this game, and we will continue to do everything we can to make it the best game it can be. We ask for your continued support and encouragement even after the release, and hope this will be a fun game for all of you commanders out there from the entire development team. So definitely a very nice developer launch notes here for Goddess of Victory Nikke. Of course, they did discuss all of the new content they did introduce into the final release of the game, as most importantly, we will have 16 main story chapters available upon release, which is a ton of gameplay to grind through. As of course, we also do have the revisions to the activity icons for the main campaign, in which you can create shortcuts to your lobby now, which is honestly very amazing, as well as of course the 10 new characters have been added for a total of 62 playable characters at launch. Now, they did confirm here in the notes as well that a costume shop will be added, but unfortunately it is still under development, so we'll have to wait a little longer, and hopefully not too long, until the skin shop is introduced. We also do have here that Union raids will begin towards the end of November, which is very nice, so make sure to join a union as soon as possible, and of course consider joining my guild as well, in which I'll discuss in a future video. We also did have a ton of changes in balances and battles, of course, so definitely very nice to see that they are working on balancing the game as well as the units. And of course, the amazing quick battle function has been added to the interception and simulation room modes, as well as of course a new difficulty was added to the simulation as well for an additional challenge. So that'll pretty much do it for the developer notes overview here, discussing the launch of Goddess of Victory Nikke, everyone. Hopefully you guys did find this overview informative, as we did learn quite a few from the developer launch notes. So make sure to let me know what you guys did think of the developer notes here and which part of it are you most excited for. As personally for myself, I do love the quality of life changes added with the quick battle function, as well as the union like raids that will be introduced towards the end of November as well. It's very nice to hear. But before you go, everyone, make sure to leave a like on this video, as well as be sure to subscribe to the channel, and of course check out channel memberships down below if you're interested in further supporting the channel, as well as the links to my Twitter accounts and of course Twitch channel linked down there as well if you're interested in Nikke live streams. But with all of that being said, I'll catch you all in the next Goddess of Victory Nikke video. As always, thank you all so much for watching.